If I hadn't already lost my hair to an autoimmune condition at 17, I definitely would have lost my hair after working one-on-one with clients 14 hours a day for 7 years straight. And from that experience, and then having helped more than 1,300 of our clients build their coaching businesses without relying on one-on-one, I'm here to tell you that one-on-one coaching is wasting your time, hurting your bank account, and most likely burning you out. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 reasons why that's the case and a better alternative to help not only you, but your clients. Reason number 1 that I believe one-on-one coaching is a complete waste of time is that, quite frankly, it's exhausting. When you create a one-on-one type of dynamic, naturally, most one-on-one relationships in a coaching type of thing or a service-based thing is going to be based on time, right? 1 coaching call a week, 30 minutes a week, whatever it is. 1 hour once a week, as an example, is a tremendous amount of time that is often wasted. What I have found is that 20 minutes laser focus with a client is more than enough. So what's happening in the extra 40 minutes? Nothing, right? It could all be condensed into 20 minutes with the right type of framework. We actually give our clients a tool called the 3 C's, which helps them get their one-on-one sessions, if they're doing them, much more focused, more structured, and more productive, and most importantly, for the client. See, what happens outside of that, otherwise, it's like, so tell me what's going on, and we're just chit-chatting for an hour, and they're bringing stories and baggage that has there's no purpose to the call. It's a lot of like history as opposed to moving forward. So in a coaching relationship, regardless if it's one-on-one or group or anything else, it's important to have some type of container, some type of structure that's important for your time and very important for the client results. Because if you don't have that, it becomes very exhausting. The other piece to this exhausting component is that if you're like an empath, full-blown, or at least you're someone who is connected to your clients, like you actually want them to succeed, it can be emotionally draining, right? You start to feel responsible for their success. And I felt this way for a long period of time, until I eventually realized that we are responsible to our clients. We're not responsible for our clients. And that took me a long time to get to, but it also helped me sever the energetic link that I used to have. So if my clients were struggling, I would get pulled down with that. And although I still obviously obsess about helping my clients win, I've realized that like, it's not my life. It's not my business. It's theirs, right? And it's the same with you. It's like your clients have to show up and do the work. And if they don't, there's only so much you can do, okay? Second reason that one-on-one is not only tiresome, but a waste of time is because of something called the capacity ceiling. So I'm gonna map this out on the iPad and I'm gonna walk you through this. So if we have the amount of money you can make on the y-axis and the number of clients you serve on the x-axis, you can see here that it's a linear relationship, right? If you work with more clients, you make more money. So if someone down here is working with a few clients, they make a little bit of money. If someone over here is working with more clients, they're making more money, assuming they're charging the same amount per client or per hour. In either scenario, we will all hit a maximum amount of time or energy we can use to work with clients. And at this is the point where I call the capacity ceiling, which means this is the number of clients, that this is the hard ceiling in terms of clients you can take on. Like you just can't take on any more clients. And as a result, if you're charging whatever it is you're charging per hour, you can't make more than that amount of money. On the right-hand side here, we can't help any more people. So these are all lost clients who otherwise would have been served by us, but now they're sitting on a waiting list or what I call a suffering list, or they're going somewhere else. And above the revenue ceiling is lost revenue. Like this is money you could have made, but you can't based on a very restrictive business model. So it's just not effective as a business model in the slightest. And if you think about this, we're talking about like lawyers, accountants, dentists, doctors, coaches. A lot of service-based businesses operate on this model, and the way they think they can escape it is by charging more money. Like, yes, if you put in 10 hours and charge $100, you'll make less than if you charged $1,000 per hour and worked 10 hours. But that leads us to the third problem with one-on-one coaching, which is you only get paid when you're working. So let me map this out. So again, if we have dollars on the y-axis and working time on the x-axis, you get paid when you work, right? You make money when you work. The problem is though, what happens when you get sick for a couple days, or you can't show up, or you go on vacation for a week? Nothing. You get no money coming in. Nothing. This happened to me in 2006 when I was just transitioning online. Like I had just kind of started some stuff online, but I was mostly working still one-on-one in person with my personal training and nutrition clients. And I saved up for months to go on a 6-month trip to Europe with my girlfriend, now wife. And it was a great trip, 6 weeks. But the problem was that I saved up all this money. And then when we were over there, I had nothing coming in and everything was going out, right? Had a cappuccino, had some lunch, went to, something, and it was the worst feeling ever. It really was the moment where I was like, I'm never doing this again. Like, this model that I've been working in has to change. There's no way I could have taken that trip and still made money at the same time and helped my clients with that type of model. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back in my journey. And then I really came back focused on, okay, what do I need to do to build my online health business? Because I was just sick and tired of just trading time for money and the grind. Not only is it about the money that you're making, the other side to that coin is your clients are not getting helped. And that's a very, very big problem if clients are coming to you and they're relying on you for them to get better or to improve. So fundamentally, the model is flawed because you can't make the money when you're not working. They don't get the help when you're not there. And so everyone's just kind of sitting in limbo. How is that an effective model in the slightest? That's a big reason, if we look at just the monetary and the client service side of things, why one-on-one is archaic, it's not sustainable, it's not scalable, and I don't believe it's useful for your clients. Reason number 4 is that aside from the time your clients spend with you, they're pretty much on their own. So if you have a 1-hour call with a client once a week, what are they doing outside of that? Nothing. They're by themselves. That's it. We know that loneliness is a very big indicator of early death or premature death compared to people living in communities. So if you think of a coaching program or a service-based business, putting your clients in a container, in a group, in a community where there are like-minded individuals, they're all moving to the same destination, is very good for their mental health and their progress. We become our environment. We become a reflection of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Here's the other thing. I also played soccer for 24 years of my life, and I can promise you I would always do more for the group than I would for myself. And if you have trouble understanding this, then please understand the consequences to your business. Your clients don't need you as much as you think they do. And if you think they do, then you're gonna be capped, right? We're not as special as we think we are. And if we are, that's great. But what is it about what we do with our clients that we can get paid for that has nothing to do with our physical time and presence? I want you to think about, how can I get paid for what I know instead of what I do? How can I get paid for my brain instead of my body, right? If you're working with people in person. Because as soon as you start extracting how you help clients get results, now you can start to productize your service. This actually happened to me in 2006. So after I came back from that trip in Europe, I was working out with a client a couple weeks later, and he's, huffing and puffing, doing his workout. And he's like, hey man, why don't you put your voice on tape? And this is just when the first iPod had come out. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, why don't you create an audio where I can work out with you when you're not here? And I was like, you know what? That's an amazing idea. And so I took 2 weeks off from working with clients because again, I'm not gonna make any money, but I needed to put some time to build my dream. And I recorded my first online workout program called Fit or You. It was a 12-week audio guided workout program where I was on your headphones every step of the way, like 30 to 45 minute workouts. It was like I was there with my clients. And that was the big aha I had, which was, I can productize my service. So that became a product, but I could have easily, had I known at the time, turned that into a higher ticket coaching program. Because what was cool was that I would work out with my clients, let's say once, twice, or 3 times a week, but guess what they were doing between our sessions? They were working out with me on their headphones. So it was awesome. And that was my first big oh my God, this is possible. But it's only a matter of creativity and innovation. One of the things, as an example, that we do with our clients is we help them articulate their proprietary process, which is, what's your recipe? How do you help someone go from here to here? Like in our case, we call it a perfect client pipeline. It's a 4-step business model that helps you get clients literally on autopilot consistently and predictably. And we have it all mapped out step by step. And so what that does is it gives someone hope that there's a bit of rhyme and reason to what we're doing here. There's a roadmap. And the nice thing is that when you can articulate what it is, you can actually start to document what that process looks like. And clients can start going through that on their own in a curriculum-based program. You layer that with community on top, with other clients who are going through the same journey. And on top of that, you're coaching for accountability, support, and guidance. We call that the 3C coaching model. And that's exactly what we help our clients build in their businesses so they can move away from the one-on-one and their clients still get better results. Reason number 5 that one-on-one coaching is a waste of time is that everything relies on you. This I want you to really think about for a second. If you have clients paying you money and you go through a divorce, you go through health issues, some personal shit's going on in your life, who suffers in addition to you? All of your clients. So that becomes a really, really big risk factor for you working with clients one-on-one, but also you working with a coach in a one-on-one fashion. By contrast, at Healthpreneur, we have an amazing team of world-class experts, right? Marketing, sales, mindset, tech, Facebook ads, the whole bit. So what happens if Yuri is at a commission for a couple days? Nothing. Do our clients suffer? Nope. If I go to Mexico for a few days to disconnect, who suffers from that? No one, because my clients are still getting support several times a day, 7 days a week from our amazing coaching team. Now, I will let you know that that's not how it started off, right? When we started Healthpreneur, it wasn't up to 5 coaching calls a day, 7 days a week. It started off as 1 coaching call a week, then 2, then we added some team members in and they could take some of the work off my plate. So I'm not saying you have to offer that level of support if you don't want to, nor do you have to. But what I am suggesting is you have to think about how can I create a business that, number one, lights me up. I love working with my clients. I love it. It's the best part of my week. I host calls Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, and it's awesome. It's a group call. I have about 20 clients on the call and everyone gets a tremendous amount of value. But if I had to do that 8 hours a day, I would have jumped off a bridge a long time ago. That's the distinction, is having options. It's having the ability to choose. I love working in that fashion on my terms, not on their terms. When I was training clients, I remember shoveling my car out of snow in the middle of winter, 6 in the morning, driving across the city. I'm like, what am I doing? Like it's not even light outside and I'm sitting through traffic and it was crazy. I was 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. Like I never saw my girlfriend, never saw my dog at the time. I'm like, I can't build a life like this. This is crazy. But I'm happy I went through it because it gave me the contrast for what I never wanted to experience ever again. And now the ironic thing is I work harder than I did before. But it's on my terms. I love what I do. I wake up at 4:30 every single morning, 7 days a week. I spend a couple hours a week with my clients. I support my team to help our clients. And we're always looking at building our program in such a way where there's only one focus. How do we help our clients win faster? And it has nothing to do with Yuri needs to spend more time with them. Just the same as for you, I would encourage you to think about how can you help your clients win better, faster, bigger, whatever, without it requiring you to make that happen. I'll leave you with one final thought. If you can disconnect your time from your clients' results, you will win. And this is a fundamental mindset shift that you have to have as a coach and also as a client. We have people coming into working with us who are like, oh, I just want more one-on-one coaching. Sorry, you want more one-on-one coaching or do you want results? Because the two are not the same. See, if I spend 7 days a week with you, that doesn't move you closer to your results than if I had a better system in place with the right type of structure to actually make sure you do the stuff you're gonna do. The same with you and your clients. If your clients think they need more one-on-one, they don't need more one-on-one because they think they need that is exactly why they are where they are. How can someone tell you what they need to get to a level they've never achieved before? If someone's like, I need more one-on-one, it's like, you don't even have the results you're looking for, so how do you know what you want? Because you don't realize what is necessary to hit the results. So if I could press a magic button on your head and you get the results like that, or we could jump on the phone several times a week, which one would you want? Most people will say, I'll take the button. It's like, well, I don't have the button, but what that tells me is you're more interested in the results and less interested in hanging out with me on the phone. Would that be correct? Person's like, yeah. Awesome. Then, do you trust that I have a process in place that will allow you to get to where you want to go without us having to jump on Zoom 1 hour several times a week, right? And so that's what I want to leave you with, is really just thinking about dissociating your time from your clients' results. And it's very, very doable. Again, we've helped thousands of health professionals and coaches do this. And I will say that a lot of our coaches do start off with one-on-one. That's totally fine. And eventually, as their client base grows, they can evolve into more of a group or leverage-based program, where maybe it started off as a dozen one-on-one clients, and then it's like, cool, here's how we're gonna shift things to be more of a group. And there's ways of doing that, and there's no one way of doing that. There's different ways of doing that, but that's one of the things that we share and help with our clients so they can move away from having to trade time for money, so 10 hours a week of coaching, into 1 or 2 hours a week of coaching, and their clients are better supported, have more structure, and get better results with that type of container. Make sense? So, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then hit the subscribe button below because I've got tons of other videos to help you grow a successful business online. And if you'd like to see more about this conversation around how to transition from one-on-one to group, or even how to transition from in-person to online, then check out the next video because I'm going to walk you through exactly how we can do that, and more specifically, how you can do that starting today. So check that out somewhere over here, and I look forward to seeing you there.